Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Contenders China. I am Josh, one amongst many Pemberton, joined by my friend Ryan Central, and we are going to be bringing you the series between Flag Gaming and 666 Legend, two teams that are currently fighting to stay off the bottom of Group A, and they've got one or two, well, at least one new pickup on the team, don't they?
Yeah, there's a new face on the side of Flag Gaming. I believe it will be Jason, Projectile Management, and we'll sort of talk about the problems for Flag Gaming and 666 as we go into it. But we start on Oasis. It's worth adding that Flag Gaming's dive can be pretty good, but they do start in University, so very different strategies coming out.
Yep, Jason going right up and over straight away. The new blood on the team, going to be very interesting to see how this lad performs in his sort of debut for Flag Gaming. Doing well so far, just pressuring out the enemy team, managing to keep them under control. Big juicy charge comes in though. Melons just gets splattered against the wall, and that's a lot of space being taken for 666 Legend as they do start advancing forward, pushing out pushing out Flag Gaming rather, putting them on the back foot, managing to take the point as well in a very quick and swift little first take.
Yep, both teams running very similar strategies. So far, it's going to be the Farah-McCree sort of duel. As Flag Gaming are just backing off a little bit more. DMO is the sort of hit scan player for Flag Gaming, but I guess one of the big things to talk about Flag Gaming as we go into it is they pretty much lack a Widowmaker player. DMO tries, but does all right, but looking at the game so far, 666 Legend about to bring out Valkyrie, so they're expecting a lot to happen and want to hold this point.
Oh, very aggressive barrage goes in on the back line, manages to splat one, but just gets taken out. Press Q to respawn basically as Night God comes in from the heavens and just strikes him down. 666 Legend still in control of the point here, 33% now taking over, and it's looking comfortable for them so far, especially as they do have a lot of resources in their back pocket.
Yeah, they're going to just sort of sit back a little bit. The barrage is going to be big. Night God is just putting so much pressure onto these front doors. It's a good thing about having a Farah on this kind of area. You know where the attacking team are going to come from, so you just spam a lot of rockets there and have the barrage ready just in case they get close. But they have spotted him. Night God wants to be a little bit more subtle with where he wants to position himself. Oh, he's going straight in. Gets taken up from DMO. That's exactly why you need to have a little bit more discretion when pushing him. But DMO is now starting to clear up. This might be a point hit for Flag Gaming unless 666 can really hold this progression.
They do commit the Transcendence, get the res back up onto Night God at the very least. Deadeye comes out from DMO, just puts a little bit of damage onto everybody. Has managed to push them back, however, and now they're in a little bit of trouble. 70% now on the point as Tempest does come back in. He's on pretty high charge as well, can do high damage, has Graviton Surge in his back pocket now. They commit it to the fight though. It looks like they will, but both grabs coming out and both teams sort of separated out. They do manage to get one with that Deadeye. Leron City does manage to pick Jason up at the very least, and now Tempest going to keep on rampaging forward. Sort of a bit of a whiffed Shadow there on the front line, so I'm not finding too much. But again, it looks like 666 Legends is still maintaining that control, still maintaining that composure.
And the ultimate usage here for Flag Gaming is very in between. They did get two big ultimate start fight, Transcendence and Graviton, but there wasn't much follow-up because both teams used a big ult. So Leron City is just going to sort of sit back a little bit, just going to pick up to Jason, but now needs to ward off DMO, who can't touch the point. So first point goes to 666 Legend, but Flag Gaming, I think, do prefer the more open maps. So this might not prove dividends to how the whole of Oasis may look.
Yeah, it was a bit of a tough retake there. I mean, that is one of the weaknesses when you do run these Farah-centric playstyles. She is good at holding points, but tends to be very weak on those retakes. Ultimate Management did seem a lot better out of 666 Legend as well, just managing to sort of get the combos going. Good use of the Transcendence as well, just to get that Mercy res up and running. If you're going to do something risky like run in with a barrage super aggro, you at least have that safety net to catch you.
Flag Gaming playing their traditional dive. They always want to seem to play this as much as possible, and they can play really good dive in total. They actually took Oasis from T1W, who are one of the more prominent teams in Group A. So realistically, they can play the strategy to a T, and they did really well in Contenders Season 1. Sorry. 666 Legend, though, are playing more towards the meta and are running the Widow Pharah composition. So it's all about sort of creating space and keeping an eye on these flanks, and that's exactly what Leron City is trying to do. But he needs to be careful because he's going to be a big dive target.
Oh, yeah, he was so nervous with his positioning, just had to stay far back. Dive goes in, he manages to survive though, and actually a counter kill coming out of Night God will put Melons down for now, and that's going to make things a little bit tough just to hold on this point without that Winston sort of pushing the enemy team back. Well, now 666 Legend can just run forward and just take control of the point, and they're doing just that with this air control, with the sight lines as well on this Widow. It's just enough to let those tanks rampage forward, clean things up, no problem. Marino, Jason drops, and there we go. Point should be flipping to 666.
And it's as you said before, the Pharah is so much easier to defend with because Night God's doing it right now, just spamming these sort of chokes. Not only that, with the Widowmaker addition on this side, you have Infrasight and you have another eye set on different flanks to look for certain targets. And those callouts are going to be all important. Flag Gaming, maybe a bit disorientated, and uncoordinated, just maybe because of the new face, but this is pretty much how they've been playing in the past 2 games that they've had against T1W. And also looking future Zenith. But Jason does get the first pick onto Jihua, and that's a great opportunity, but it does get rezzed, of course, because of Mercy. But the kills are still coming through for Flag.
Yeah, it's a nice big early kill. Coldest managing to get rid of Leron City as well. Will open things up. Jason gets the Zenyatta once again. Night God only getting the Diva mech as well. And Flag Gaming just completely taking control of the momentum. Didn't really need to commit too many ults aside from the support ultimates, but do have that Dragon Blade in their back pocket, of course, for the next fight. So just need to clean this one up. But of course, this is City Center. So finishing off that Winston's going to be a little bit of a problem as the point does take up to 50%. Halfway there so far for 666. But can they close this one out on the retake?
Flag Gaming looking to sort of prime onto this high ground. As I said, they can play this dive, and they didn't really dedicate many ultimates to it. They used both support ultimates, so that's a little bit of a worry when it comes to having protection and defensive ultimates. But the aggressiveness that we might see at Jason with a Dragon Blade, and the Chinese Contender series do love their really exotic Dragon Blades. They can get lots of kills and just seem to really turn it on in that case. But now the push is still coming in, and there comes the Dragon Blade.
Yeah, Dragon Blade's come out. It's got the Night God straight away as well. They're pressuring out on the Mercy as well, trying to get just this damage through, but there's the Transcendence just to block it. Triple support now on the opposite side is going to make it very difficult for these divers to find the kills, as Colders actually does manage to scoop up one at the very least. Winston does drop down there. Melons, he's looking to make people play in traffic. Oh no, Diva! Oh dearie me, don't play in traffic, kids. This is just a nightmare. It's a disaster. It's Flag Gaming now, even up the score 50-50.
I don't think the cars would have a really good idea of how to get insurance out of that. Yeah, there was this big ape and it knocked a woman onto my car and smashed the bonnet, and yeah, I don't think you're going to get much cover for that. But the strategy for 666 Gaming, they knew that it was going to be really difficult to take this first point with the Widowmaker Brigitte Pharah strategy. So the Brigittes are there to sort of take down the dive, but again, we're seeing Flag Gaming just almost jumping on 666 Legend before they're even ready to engage. So every time that they seem to go in, Flag Gaming are really prepared for it.
Diva again taking the highway to the reset as well, and I like the point there. Flag Gaming, you know, they're playing a dive comp. It's an aggressive comp. It's an aggressive style. And we mentioned the difficulty that the Pharah has as well before. That, you know, they're not giving this Pharah space. They're not letting this Pharah spam. They're not letting them do anything or get set up in any positions. They're just engaging super hard as quickly as they can. 666 Legend, though, coming into this next fight, do have a lot of resources available to them. Let's see how much they commit with. There goes the rally. They're going to try and push this one in. Valkyrie's now coming out on both sides. Can they find any kills early during this fight? It looks like no. DMO still holding onto this pulse bomb. He's just looking for his target, waiting for the right moment. Might decide to try and go on this Brigitte. Pulse bomb comes out. Unfortunately, it just scuffs the flooring a little bit as Night God does get rid of Lion. Down he goes. DMO actually gets a kill there. There's the Dragon Blade though. Brigitte cannot stun him, cannot stop him, cannot slow him down. He's got Mercy in his sights, but no, Winston comes in with the save. Just bounces him out, no problem, Marino. And now he's just going to go into the backline, cause a little bit of issues there. He's just figuring out where he wants to go. Looks like they want to try and get onto that Mercy. Do get rid of the Mercy as well. That's a big kill. Managing to disable the barrage in the skies as well. They've just done such a good job controlling this Pharah.
Yeah, but 666 Legend is still in this fight somewhat. Jason does get a pick onto Sober, and it might go into overtime, but we're still seeing 666 Legend making some progression, the tanks especially, and managing to stay on this point, and now Brigitta's back. It's going to just enable a little bit more mitigation, a little bit more sustainability on this point, so DMO's just cutting through people, Pulsebomb comes through but doesn't manage to get the pick, and now Night God's coming back. If you see Jason's bringing out the Doomfist, this could be a very long overtime if both these teams are really going to fight for every single sort of progression point.
Yeah, they are really going for a desperation. Doomfist has graced us with his presence, ladies and gents, but Flag Gaming do manage to actually take control of the point. They managed to get the clean up there. Tank and Zenyatta, Coldest, actually managing to pick up the final kills there. So we've evened things up here on Oasis, and now, well, there's just one more map left in it. Gardens is going to be the order of the day, and Pharah play, generally what we see coming out big here, but it looks like Flag Gaming still want to opt for that dive play by the looks of things.
It's something that they've done previously in other games, especially that win against T1W. They just sort of tried to play what the meta was and went, let's just play what we're good at. Saying that, I do think we're going to be seeing TSL prepared for it. They will expect it. I think Flag Gaming can be very easy to read in that sense. Oh, they like to play dive. They're going to play it here. They were so successful. Bring out the Brigitte straight away. Hopefully they have a little bit more success with it. Brigitte with the dive tanks doesn't have the same synergy as Reinhardt or Zarya, but Flag Gaming, it's not easy for them still. Even when running this dive, they just got to control as much space, try and win fights before they even start.
So scouting each other out, trying to get a good look at what the enemy team is running. We do have a bit of a spicy engagement happening so far, but blood not quite being drawn just yet. It looks like Lai will be the first one, though, to get removed from the mech, and there goes the tank just finishing that kill up. 666 Legend, with all this support power, will be so difficult to finish off, but they managed to do it, actually, hunting down and killing off the Winston. Will just remove him. Boop comes out onto Coldest. Will get rid of that Zenyatta as well, but they still do have a lot of supports in reserve at the moment. Jason's just trying to find his target. He's just trying to get rid of this Diva's armor, but just can't quite do it. Almost has a Dragon Blade built up already, though, a testament to just how many times he's managed to find these shurikens, but it's looking like all red on the point so far as they just continue to pressure out, and they will continue just to take the point. They get first pick, and this puts them in a nice position for their control.
And it's certainly worth adding their strategy of the supports, especially. Lucio and Moira as triple support with Brigitte is quite interesting, and it's the idea of almost trying to rush out this dive comp, almost trying to win those fights before they happen. So you have these teams very... Look at how aggressive this is coming in. People are even prepped, but Jason brings out the Dragon Blade. He's trying to find a pit.
He's looking for a target so far. Just manages to scratch the armor on Winston. I think got a slash onto Diva there, but he's having a tough time just finding anything. Gets stunned out now and won't be able to convert that. Meanwhile, Lies on big on the Diva. They have managed to put the point, actually. DMO just snuck around the back. The Tracer just being such a pest, but can they hold it is the big question. As now this very tanky, very brawly comp just runs in. Diva leaves them a bit of a present there with the Diva bomb going out, but it just ejects into certain death, basically. Coldest gets put down as well. Night God going and hunting him down on his own Tracer, and it looked like Flag Gaming just do not have the staying power here on the point. They've just been sort of out-thought, out-funked, out-scouted, and downloaded here, and 666 Legend should be able to flip this one back.
They're playing very close together, TSL. They're very tight and constricted, considering you have these like dive compositions running. But the Moira, Lucio, and Brigitte kind of forces the Tracer, Winston, and Diva to sit somewhat closer to one another. They do have ultimates coming through, and the Moira Soba has been on fire so far, and you can really start to understand why, because Flag Gaming have been so aggressive, so much so that they've changed up their composition, got a Brigitte now, and they're just really trying to work out a way to do this. And once you move Flag Gaming off of that dive, that's where they start to look very patchy.
Again, an aggressive run-in going in. It looks like Brigitte is the target of the moment, but the supports are doing a good job keeping her alive. It's bought enough time for Jason as well just to get those rockets in from above. He's only just swatted the hero, but he's already on 65% towards that barrage. As now the counter push comes out from Flag Gaming. They've changed things up, and it's really working out for them so far as they continue to clean up here on the point. Just got to hunt down a few more targets. Lucio trying to just get away, not going to manage to do so. The Tesla Cannon and the Biotic Grasp enough to bring him down, and Flag Gaming do manage to take the retake.
There's a lot of pressure on both of these Brigittes to get the stuns and the CC in as early as possible, because the reason why Flag Gaming won out that fight is the use from DMO's Brigitte shields will actually just stun out members of 666 Legends, so the burst can come in and there can't be any form of mitigation, especially on the mirror matchup between the Brigitte. So Flag Gaming, again, just putting as much pressure in. They have the barrage ready for Jason, and they want to just try and take this fight away from the point if they can. Try and control all of this space, meaning that there's less pressure for them. They can take fights when they want, and that's where they look most comfortable.
Yep, Jason just setting up for the barrage at the moment. Notice that he's lurking over these doorways. He's just looking for a place to slide down and drop it on someone. Looks like he might want to go for a little bit of a flank, trying to just jump into the back line as he's waiting to find his target. Spots out the Zenyatta, just gets a couple of rockets in, gets both supports in his sights and just blows them up, though. Beautiful results out of that one. Patient play, managing to just get lots of value there. The tanks, meanwhile, just going to run him down. Looks like Triple Six Legends just want to reset. They want to take one more bite of this cherry. They have one opportunity. How do they take this one, Ryan?
They wasted a good amount of time, almost just waiting for Chaser to drop down and barrage them, but losing both the supports in that situation is dire. Now they've got to rush onto the point in a situation that's not comfortable to them. I don't even know if they can touch it at this rate. No, actually, Flag Gaming do win this one 2-1, so they do take Oasis, one of their strongest maps. We do go to a hybrid map next where both of these teams haven't actually picked up a win at all, so that's where I think this setting is going to get interesting. Flag Gaming really like control, they really like dive, and you can really start to understand why. The coordination, even in situations where their competition didn't really dictate the map that they were on, played really well, certainly once we got to the City Centre and Garden stage.
Yeah, so then, well, nice start there for Flag Gaming. Again, just to sort of frame this one for you, both of these teams are currently basically fighting for that bottom half of Group A. Group A is a group that's sort of defined by having a very strong top half and a sort of shaky bottom half. Staying in that fourth position, though, is so vital, as it's going to keep your contender slot, keep you out of that risk that is trials. But that was a beautiful start for Flag Gaming. They need to get some wins on the board as well, need to get that map score up and running. We're going to just go to a looks like, yeah, we're going to be going to the desk, though, just to see what our analysts do think of this series. We kind of hit the ground running there, but I do want